Welcome back, guys, to eCoreAcademy. My name is Anita Raj, and today I'm bringing you a new Algebra 2 lesson. It's going to be a continuation off of my last Algebra 2 lesson. The last one, we were kind of introducing you to three variable systems. After reviewing two variable systems from Algebra 1, we went over the elimination method, substitution method, and graphing method, and then I showed you the process of doing three variable systems, and then we walked through two examples by hand, solving it by hand without the calculator together in the last episode. In this one, however, we're going to be really incorporating the TI calculator. Like I said before in my introduction to Algebra 2 video, I'm going to be incorporating the TI calculator as much as possible because, again, Algebra 2 is a high school course. So we're going to be using the TI calculator. I'll be doing a tutorial where I switch over to my TI calculator and show you how to solve three variable systems very easily on that. However, remember, you can still solve all of these three variable system problems by hand with paper and pencil. That's totally plausible. And if we do problems, I show you how to do it by hand because I understand everybody might not have access to a TI calculator. Okay, before I get into the video for today, please pause this video, like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified of our future content. Please follow along with this Algebra 2 course as it'll be super beneficial if you're trying to refresh off of Algebra 2 you learned the last school year, or you're going into Algebra 2 the following school year and you kind of want to get ahead and taste what's going to be coming soon. So without further ado, let's get into the video. It's systems with three variables. It's part 2 of 3. And in this episode, we're going to be incorporating the TI calculator. It's going to be a tutorial of how to do three variable systems on the TI calculator. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is using the Texas Instrument calculator, and how we solve three variable systems with the calculator is using a matrix. Make sure you familiarize yourself with what a matrix is. I'll be showing you what it looks like on the next slide and kind of what it's used for on the calculator, and then we'll actually look at how they look on a calculator, how to get it on, how to access the matrix on your calculator, and so forth. So we're going to be using your calculator to solve three variable systems. So before I actually show you the calculator, let's look at what is a matrix. So what is a matrix? So to the left, or the picture on the left, is your system, and the picture on the right is matrix form. So the picture on the left is going to be a system you might get on a worksheet that your teacher gives you. Okay, this should be familiar to you by now. So the first equation is x plus 2y plus 3z equals -7. The second equation is 2x minus 3y minus 5z equals 9. And the third equation is -6x minus 8y plus z equals -22. So that is your system. That's the system. That's the kind of three variable system we've been working with so far. If you guys remember from the last video, I showed you systems in this form. However, if you want to see a three variable system in matrix form, look to the right where my cursor is right now. This is matrix form. If you see, we don't have any operational symbols. We don't see any of the x's, y's, or z's spare for this column. This is the actual matrix right here, and then this would be the other part of the matrix. So we don't see your variables, you don't see your operations. It's a little bit funky looking if you look at it for the first time. However, if you look at it on the calculator, all of these spaces where these numbers are 1, 2, 3, etc., they're going to be blank. So you're going to have to fill in those blanks for the coefficients of these variables. And I'll show you what I mean in the future slides. But for now, I want you guys to just look at the system, the regular three variable system written as a normal equation, and then right next to it, compare it to the matrix form. That's how it would appear on a calculator when you're putting it into a calculator to have the calculator find the answer to the system for you. And here's the link where I found these two pictures. It's from the Dummies website. I'll put it in the description box below. And it's just an article going over everything I'm going to talk about in this video, how to put a matrix in your calculator. It's a super simple process, so don't worry about it. But I'll put it in the description box if you would like to read an article rather than listen to this. All right, and then right below, I'm just putting the vocabulary word, like a definition for matrices. So they're often used to organize information, but they can also be used to solve systems of equations on your TI. So this applies even to two variable systems, where you have two variables and you have two equations and you're trying to solve for, find a coordinate pair to solve that equation. They can be applied to any kind of systems of equations that have variables. For this case, because three variable systems are more complicated, we're going to be using the TI, but remember they can can be applied to two variable systems as well. So that's all I have for this kind of introduction to how we're going to be using the TI calculator with three variable systems. For the next slide, I'll be switching over to my calculator. So let's get right to that. Welcome back, guys. I just changed the view of the webcam over to my TI calculator. Hopefully you're used to this format now when I'm trying to show you TI calculator tutorials. So I just prop my TI calculator up on a few textbooks and I just show it to you here so that you can follow along. Also, I have a picture of a blown up TI calculator right over there to the right, and beside it I have instructions of exactly what I'm going to be running you through. So if you have a TI calculator, please follow along by grabbing your calculator. If you want, just follow along with my instructions, or you can pause the video and go at your own pace. You can always read the instructions over to the right. If you don't have a calculator, that's perfectly fine as well. If you're viewing on a smaller device like a phone, the picture of the calculator right over there is probably best for you to see what I'm doing. If you're viewing on a bigger device like a tablet or a laptop, right here on the webcam will probably be best for you. I can show you exactly live what's happening on the screen of my TI calculator. Okay, let's get right into it. So again, we're going to be trying to find a matrix. We're trying to access the matrix on your calculator, and your calculator is going to compute the solution set, the ordered triplet solution set for your three variable system. So you don't need to strain yourself and do it by hand anymore. If you just put it into the calculator using a matrix, you will be able to find this ordered triplet solution. So you don't need to waste time. So let's get right into how you would do it. So first you want to hit the second key, and then you want to hit the x to the -1 key. So if you come over to this picture of a TI calculator I have, the second key is right here above the alpha key. You're probably familiar with it by now. And then the x to the -1 key is right beneath the math key. If you see right above that in blue, it says matrix. That's what we're trying to access. So then let's do it over here on my calculator. We're going to be doing a very quick run through of these instructions, and we're going to be doing an actual problem using a three variable system. So first you want to hit second, which is right here, and then you want to hit math. We want to hit second and then x to the -1. X to the -1 is right beneath the math key. So that's what you want to hit, and you should be taken to a menu like this. Then if you come back over here to my instructions, you want to scroll over to edit. To do that, you want to hit the right arrow. So if you come to this circular keypad, you want to hit the right arrow twice. You'll go to edit, and then you want to hit enter. So let's do it over here on my calculator. So if you hit right twice, 1, you go to math, and then 2, you come to edit. So the first option is matrix A. If you remember, we were trying to edit tables in linear models and linear regressions and correlations lessons. We're going to be editing a matrix for ourselves for this situation. So we're just going to hit enter because we want to access matrix A, this first one. So we're going to hit enter. And then we're brought to this screen. So if you come back over to the instructions, you want to input the dimensions 3 by 4. So what this means is, if you see where my cursor is blinking right now, that 1, you want to type a 3 in, and then you want to hit the right arrow, and then you'll be taken to your cursor blinking over that 1, and you want to replace that 1 with a 4. So just type a 4. So these are your dimensions. So for a three variable system, you're always going to have the dimensions 3 by 4. That means you have 3 rows in a 3 rows and then 4 columns. So that's those are the dimensions you want, because your rows will represent each of your 3 equations, and then your columns will represent your x variable coefficient, your y variable coefficient, your z variable coefficient, and then what that's equal to. So you'll see what I mean in a sec. And then what you want to do afterwards is you just want to hit the down arrow, and then you'll see that you have that 3 by 4 matrix all set and ready for yourself. So then after that, you want to input all your matrix values. So you want to have your 3 variable system next to you, and then you want to put the coefficients in. So I'm not going to actually do it in this scenario right here, because I'm just showing you how to do it. We'll do it in the next example, but you would just type in the numbers in each of these slots. And then after that, you would want to leave this screen. You already have all your values entered. You want to leave this screen. To do that, you want to hit the second key. If you come to my cursor on the picture, you hit the second key, and then you hit mode, which is right next to it, and then that just quits, which means it takes you to the home screen. So second mode, let's pretend I entered all my values. I hit second mode, and then I come to the home screen. All right, so now our matrix is set. Now we have to have the calculator compute it. So if we wanted to compute it, we want to hit the matrix key again. So what we have to do now is we just have to hit second and then matrix again, which is what we're going to do. Second, and then x to the -1, matrix. And then we want to scroll to the math key. Scroll to the math key. If you see, it's the second menu. So we're going to hit the right arrow, which is right here, 1 time. So I hit the right arrow once, and then after that, you want to scroll down to BREF. So this is what you're looking for right here, BREF. So it's going to be quite a bit of scrolling. To scroll, you want to hit the down arrow. So you just hit the down arrow until you get to BREF. And you see right now I'm on BREF. This is what it would look like. So you want to scroll down to that, and then you want to hit enter to confirm that's what you want. So you hit enter, the enter key is right down here beneath the addition key, and then now you have REF. So now we want to put matrix A into where the cursor is blinking because we want it to find the solution triplet to matrix A. So next we do is we want to hit the matrix key again. So what we want to do now is we want to hit second, like we did before, and then X to the -1 to access the matrix. So we're back here. Now you want to select your matrix. Our matrix is stored in matrix A. If you go to names, you don't have to scroll over to math or edit, it's already in names. So our matrix is in matrix A. So what we want to do is hit enter to confirm that this is the matrix we're trying to find the solution for. If you see 3 by 4, this is already customized to our problem. So you just hit enter, and if you see A has gone here, and then it's already set, so all you have to do is you can just hit close parentheses if you want, and then this is set, so all you have to do now is you have to hit enter. And now your solution set will be given. Just because I left it all blank as in 0, 0, 0, this will be my solution set, but these are going to be my solutions. But if you actually entered three equations into the system, your answers will be in this final column. So where all these zeros are, the fourth column, that's where your answers will be. So your X, this would be your X coordinate answer, your Y coordinate answer, and your Z coordinate answer. So these three would be your ordered triplet, your final answer. I just wanted to switch a fresh clip of me solving this TI calculator problem with a matrix and 3 variable systems with you. So let's get right into it. So this is the problem. I'm going to be showing you how to actually do it on the calculator. I know the last slide I just showed you the steps to do it, and that might have left you a little bit confused. So instead, now let's actually do it together. Let's do a problem together. So can you use a matrix to solve this system in the TI? So let me just read the matrix. Let me just read this 3 variable system to you. The first equation is 3x minus 3y plus 2z equals 10. The second one is x plus 3y plus 4z equals 14. And the last one is 3x minus y plus z equals 9. So this is our system. This is our 3 variable system that we'll be putting into the TI calculator. So let's review how to do that. So in order to actually put it into the calculator, you want to hit second and then x to the -1. Second is right here, and the negative x to the -1 key is right here. So you want to hit second, and then you want to hit x to the -1, which is right there, and then you're going to be taken to this menu. You want to scroll over to edit using the right key, and then you want to hit enter. So scroll over to edit, and then we want our first matrix, matrix A, and to select that, I just hit enter. So I'm brought to this screen. So first you want to change the dimensions to 3 by 4. If you guys remember, we wanted a 3 by 4 matrix for our 3 variable systems. So I'm just going to hit 3 where my cursor was blinking. I'm going to hit the right arrow to go over to this one, and I'm going to hit 4. And if I hit the down arrow, you see the matrix has changed to accommodate our 3 rows and our 4 columns that we need for this 3 variable system. So now that that's set, we have to input the values. So let's input the values by looking at our 3 variable system again. Let's first look at this equation right here, the first one that I've listed. So that first equation is going to go horizontally in the first row. What I mean by this is just watch. So you're not going to be including any of the operational signs, and you won't be including any of the variables. So you're going to be including the coefficients. So for the first slot, we're going to be focusing on this 2x. I'm only going to put 2, so just type 2 in, and then if I just come away from that, I see that my first slot has the number 2 in it. So that's all I'm going to be accommodating for. So then my second slot, look at this -3. I'm just going to be typing negative and then 3 in, and I'm just going to be leaving that. So if you see, I'm omitting these kind of operational signs, and I'm omitting these variables. That's how you convert this into matrix form. Then I want to look at the 2z. So I'm just going to hit 2, and I'm going to omit the z. And then lastly, this equals 10. So I'm just going to be typing 10 into the last row, a column. And that's how I would have entered my first equation of this 3 variable system. Let's do the second equation. So it's just x, so the coefficient is +1, so I just type 1 in. Then I go to the second slot and I type 3 in because it's plus 3y. Then the next one is plus 4z, so I just type 4 in. And then lastly, that all equals 14, so I type 14 in. Then I navigate down to the third row in the first slot. And I see 3x in this third equation, so I'm just typing 3. Then I see negative y. So our coefficient in this case is negative 1, so I just type negative 1 in. Then I get to this third slot and I see plus z, that is positive 1, so I just type 1 in. And then lastly, that equals 9, so I just type 9 in. So by now, you guys should kind of get used to converting from this 3-variable system into matrix form. Hopefully you know how to do it now. So what we want to do afterwards is we want to hit second and then mode. So to do that, we hit the second key, which is right here, and then we hit mode, which is right here. And we come away from that screen to the home screen. We want to go back into matrix so that we can get that, remember that BREF. So to do that, we want to hit the second key and then the X to the negative 1 key. Then we want to hit the right arrow and go to math. Then we want to scroll down until we get to BREF, which is right here. And then to select that, we just hit enter and we're taken back to the home screen with RREF. Now we want to put our matrix into that. To do that, we want to hit second and then X to the negative 1. We're on names now. All we have to do is hit enter because we want to select matrix A, which is the 3x4 matrix that we manipulated, customized to our problem. So all we're going to do is hit enter, and then we'll have this. So that is already set. So after this, all you need to do is hit enter, and then you'll be given this new looking matrix. So to be able to derive the answer, which is your ordered triplet, your XYZ triplet, you want to look at this last column, this fourth column. This says 2, 0, 3. So how you would write this is come to the top right corner of this slide. The answer is 2, 0, 3. This is how you would write it. So the X coordinate answer would be 2, Y coordinate answer would be 0, and the Z coordinate answer would be 3. So this last column is your answer, 2, 0, 3. So that's how you would write the answer. If you guys come down here to where I have the instructions in dark blue, down here I have this table. So this is exactly what you should have entered. If you didn't enter it yet, if you want to pause the video and try this problem again, I've written it down here. This is exactly how your matrix should look when you're entering it into the calculator, and this is how you would write your final answer. So this is what the calculator would give you, and then you would take that last column and you'd write it as an ordered triplet. So that's how you would get your answer. All right, guys, I hope this video you found helpful. I love incorporating the TI calculator as much as possible because it saves a lot of time, as I've explained before. So I hope you found it handy to be able to use the TI calculator, especially if you had one, to do 3-variable systems. I personally found 3-variable systems to be a struggle when I was in Algebra 2 because we started them at the beginning of the year. As I'm starting them at the beginning of this course, they were absolutely horrible for me when I did them by hand. However, when I started using the calculator, it was so much easier for myself and a lot of my classmates to do them. So use the calculator as much as you possibly can. Of course, if your teacher asks you to do it by hand for an assessment, that's inevitable. That's why I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do problems with them by hand. But if you are able to use your calculator, use it to your advantage. So that's all I have for you guys today. Please look out for part 3 of systems with 3 variables. We'll be doing a word problem together in that last video. I'm going to be dedicating that video just to tackling a word problem so you guys know what 3-variable system word problems and applications look like in real life. For now, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you're notified of future eCoreAcademy materials and content that we post. We love posting for you guys, and right now our channel is really exploding. So we really need to keep this up. Of course, there's still so much room for expansion and improvement. We want to get this channel out to as many people as possible. So please help us to do that by looking into our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. We post notifications about our daily uploads there all the time. So if it's easier for you to share with friends and family that way, please visit that. We will be having a website going up soon. That website will be very neatly structured where you have your courses organized, where you have your coursework organized. If you want to take these, if you want to look at these videos like a normal course, look into that. We'll also have exclusive notes from AJ and myself that you won't get access to anywhere else. So you need to be on the website to access those. And lastly, we'll give you a really cool quiz for you to self-evaluate that AJ and I made entirely by ourselves. So the website is super useful. It's a free tool, so you should take advantage of that. So please look into that. And lastly, if you need any personal or business correspondences, please email us at eCoreAcademy@gmail.com. If you don't want to drop a comment below. Otherwise, if you have any cool materials you want to share with the community, or you just have really good feedback, please drop them in the comments below. We love hearing from our viewers and our students. For now, that's it. Please stay safe during COVID, and I'll see you with the third installment of Systems with 3 Variables. Peace.